This is certainly a win for the ages. A win by a margin of 336 runs. If you get that many runs in an innings of a test match, that in itself is great. But this is the margin of victory. So it isn't just a win. It is a hammering. It is a shellacking that the Indian team have given this English cricket team and have restored parity in this series. It's 1-1. But why is this win so special? That is something that I'm going to break down in my match report. And the first thing that makes it really special is the fact that you have breached this fortress called Edgbaston that the English team had. On 8 previous occasions that India have played here, the best result that they could manage was a draw. You've had big Indian teams, the teams of the Gavaskars, the Kapils, the teams of the Tendulkars and Dravids, the teams of Rohit Sharmas and Virat Kohli, and yet no one could win on this particular ground in Birmingham. And guess what? A young team of Shubman Gill and co have managed to do that. So that in itself makes this win really special. And not only was it a convincing win, the fact is that if you take a look at the 2 test matches that have happened so far, the first test match, neck and neck throughout this test match. But this test match, there was no contest from the word go. As soon as the gates opened, India were the leaders in this race and kept on increasing that lead to beat an English team. Looking at the context of this particular victory and why it makes this very special, the second bit is the fact that India took 20 wickets. Now remember, why is this special? Because when this test match started, every expert worth his salt criticized the fact that India had gone with that under power bowling lineup. That may still be true, but whatever the limitations, India managed to pick those 20 wickets. The opposition team, in fact, England, struggled to do that. India picked up those 20 wickets. In fact, the 10 wickets that they got of England in the second innings, they picked up in about 2.5 sessions. This was a flat track. This, everyone was saying, is a track for batters to make merry. On that track, to pick up those 20 wickets, I think that's special. They've proved their critics wrong. Of course, there will be debate about the makeup of the team and could you have sacrificed, could you have played Kuldeep. All these things were being discussed, yet India have pulled through picking those 20 wickets. And yes, you could also argue that 96% of those wickets were just picked by 2 bowlers in Akash Deep. That's also true, but nothing succeeds like success. And in the end, India managed to do it when the entire world was doubting them. I think that is credit to the Indian think tank. When we criticize the Indian think tank, then we must also give them praise when the results really come out in their favor. That takes me to the third really important point in this game, and one of the reasons why I think India won this game is that they rectified their mistakes, and that's a sign of a good team. The first test match, neck and neck, India made 3 major mistakes, if you ask me. One of those mistakes was that India, or the Indian tail, or the Indian lower order, could not contribute with the bat. India had a chance to get 600 odd like they got in this second test match in Leeds as well. Who knows if they had got those 600 plus, the game could have been different there as well. But India struggled to do that. That is a mistake they've rectified here. Second mistake India had made in Leeds is that they could not get the opposition lower order out very quickly. That's a mistake that they did not repeat in Edgbaston. So 2 mistakes they did not repeat. Mistakes that they made in Leeds did not happen in Edgbaston. Mistake number 3 that India made at Leeds, they dropped catches at crucial junctures and of crucial batters. That is something that India did not repeat. The catching was top-notch in Edgbaston. 3 major mistakes in Leeds, all 3 rectified. No wonder India are on top. And as I said, that is a sign of a good team, that if you're making those errors, you really need to rectify that. The other thing really you need to talk about is the man of the match of this game. And there are really 2 contenders. Officially, it's been given to Shubman Gill. But if you ask me, 2 contenders. Shubman Gill, 430 runs that he's got in this test match. And then Akash Deep, who's taken a total of 10 wickets. Both worthy contenders. The argument in Akash Deep's favor is that, listen, this was a batting-friendly pitch. And so if a bowler picks up 10 wickets combined in 2 innings, he deserves it. But I would argue that Shubman was indeed the right choice. Why is that? 430 runs. I think there'll just be a handful, without even looking at the records, I think there'll just be a handful of situations where any batter in the history of Test match cricket has got a combined total tally of 430 runs in one Test match. That is what Shubman has done. Some may argue that it was a flat track. Well, then why is it that nobody else from the Indian batting lineup, 2 innings combined, could even reach a 100-run mark? He's the only centurion that you have. Got a double 100 in the first innings of the Test match, and then got another 100 in the second innings of the Test match. So on both counts, he stepped up to the occasion. And also, you got to make hay when the sun is shining, and that's exactly another hallmark of a great batter. That's what Shubman Gill is doing. Clearly, batting, while captaining, that has brought the best out of Shubman Gill, the batter. He seems to be enjoying captaincy, and that's bringing the best out of him as a batter. And that is, again, a great sign. But to get 430 runs, I think he had to be a man of the match. Taking no credit away from Akash Deep, he was brilliant with the new ball, and of course will be persisted with going forward in Lords. Even when Jasprit Bumrah is available, most likely it'll be Prasidh Krishna who goes out. Akash Deep continues. But Shubman Gill, the way he batted, the composure that he showed throughout, I think there was only one choice then for the man of the match. And then that takes me to the fifth and the final point, and why this victory is of great significance. And that is that, remember, even the biggest supporters of Indian cricket, somewhere back of their head, had doubts, were nervous, because this was going to be a series without their 2 big stalwarts in Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli coming to England. Not many had given this Indian team any chance. Who knows where the series goes from here? They could very well lose the series. They could very well win the series. Nobody knows. But if anyone who had fears of what is going to be the future of Indian cricket without Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli, I think those fears now can be put aside, because this young team, with this win, at least has told you that the future is bright. Yes, they will go ahead, win a few matches. Yes, they will go ahead, lose a few matches. But this team has a potential to compete against any team in the toughest format that there is. Yes, some of these batters have done well in white ball cricket, but there were doubts over them. There were doubts over their temperament. Can they really, take this team on their own shoulders? Can this young captain take this team? Can these young batters step up in situation where it really matters? Can some of these young bowlers step up when there is no Jasprit Bumrah? Remember, they're playing without their number 1 pacer as well. All of those things were there. Ravichandran Ashwin, let's not forget, he had retired. No Bumrah, no Ashwin, no Virat, no Rohit Sharma. And see how well this young Indian team has performed. I can only say one thing: the future is bright. They'll have successes, they'll have failures, but they have shown that they have the potential to compete at this level. Do give us a like on this video, and do let me know what you made of this particular win of the Indian team at Edgbaston. 1-1. Who knows where the series goes from here, but it is at an even keel.